Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Kathy Bradley, and joining me is Teresa. She is our operations manager here at Childbirth Concierge. And, she and I talk a lot as we do in business, and we wanted to share around really how I came up with the idea around our navigator experience. Teresa handles majority of all of our calls and interviews with our clients. If you've not been here before, we are based in Central Florida, and I have been 34 years in the field. And so, what, Teresa, I'm going to ask you totally ad lib. What is like the number one or number two questions that you field when parents reach out for services? And it can be a variety of services they reach out to.
So one of the thing, I would say the number one thing is they want to know, and they want support. That's the bottom line. They want support and they're not exactly sure how to get it because they've come through, some of them have come through a difficult journey to become pregnant. Some of them are pregnant and maybe they got pregnant a lot quicker than they thought they might have. And so they have questions like right from the beginning, like, you know, hey, I've got a positive pregnancy test. I just had my first appointment with my OB and I have lots of questions. So I won't have another appointment for a great deal of time. So I have questions. I want support. It's the unknown.
They
They
don't know
want
what
to
they don't
know
know.
what they don't know.
Right, right. So the Navigator program, which includes three programs, it's our Pregnancy Navigator, our Birth Navigator, and our Newborn Navigator. So we bundle that as the full Navigator program. And I made a decision a little bit ago that we would offer these programs not only in person in the greater Central Florida area, but that we would also offer them via telehealth because I do have lactation patients that are sometimes sprinkled all over the globe,
Yeah.
but that we wanted it available because this isn't about hiring a birth doula or hiring a postpartum doula. We
Right.
understand that not everybody has that ability to do that. We're seeing some insurances reimburse more. Not everybody has that financial ability to do that, but everybody generally has a desire, like you said, to know, what do I need to know? I don't know anything. I'm pregnant. Oh my gosh, what do I need to know? And so, out of all 34 years of working directly with expectant families and at one of the top hospitals in the United States as far as volume, back when I worked at Winnie Palmer, we were about 38 babies a day there. Um, it comes from people just want to connect, they want information. And as we all know, social media, Google, now ChatGPT, or your AI models, you can get knowledge, right? But knowledge doesn't automatically come with wisdom. And so what I did is I developed a program where you could have the wisdom of someone who is experienced in teaching childbirth education, experienced as a birth doula, experienced as a lactation educator, experienced as a postpartum doula, which we do coin that term and call it a certified childbirth consultant.
As well as a childbirth educator.
Oh, did I not even include that one? That was like, yeah, first one out is a childbirth educator. Exactly. So what I did is I developed this program that, depending on what the patient's need is, we would connect early in pregnancy. And the Pregnancy Navigator program would be an on-demand class that they have access to and be able to text or digitally connect with that consultant at any time. So, right, you go to a doctor's appointment, you walk away, and then you're like, oh, I should have asked this. And what about that? Oh, let me run that by my consultant because they probably will give me some insights. And it may be, hey, you do need to go back and talk to your doctor, make an appointment, get a phone call, or yeah, no, these are some great resources to learn a little bit more about that. So the navigator, I kind of think in terms of like the golf caddy. A lot of dads and partners will understand golf caddy. They do not play the 18 holes of golf for you. They do not pay the fee. They do not, well, they might drive the cart, but their job basically is to give you insights on how that course runs, what needs to happen, how the flow. Oh, hey, over here, watch we slope over here. They have the wisdom and the experience. And so the Navigator program basically just helps and connects with that family and just journeys with them through that whole process. So,
Yeah, I love that's a great description. And being a golfer and myself, the golf caddy analogy is excellent because your golf caddy really can alert you like, hey, there's some hazards here, or that looks open there, but there's a cliff right on the other side.
the other one I use a lot too is the wedding planner, right?
Yes.
So, you can get married without a wedding planner. Many people do. You can get out of the courthouse. You don't even have to have anything other than the courthouse. You can legally do it. That's, everybody has their own of what is important to them. So, in terms of this, when we think about golf caddy, when we think about wedding planner, you think in terms of, do you hire a wedding planner 4 weeks before your wedding? Or do you hire a wedding planner before you even pick a date and set, right? Same thing, golf caddy. Do you hire the golf caddy and say, okay, come out and meet me on the back nine, versus, hey, I'd like to meet with you before I ever even decide when I'm going to play, or, how this course runs and what happens. So think of in terms of the navigator as that golf caddy, that wedding planner. Yes. Can a doula hop in? And yes, we do. We provide doula services. They hop in, but traditionally they're done more towards the middle to the end of your pregnancy. And then your postpartum doula pops in after you have the baby. And of course, lactation is there. So the navigator was created just to kind of journey along. Often you use the word, Teresa, and I love it. It's a ribbon that kind of goes all the way through. The navigator is that, you can do the whole bundle. You can just do pieces of it, whatever serves, the consumer. So I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add, but I did want to share so that people know that there are, these services are available.
They are available, and really less than $45 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you look at that, to have that type of access, it is super affordable and
That's a
worth
good
every
point.
penny, because we are all about peace of mind, and we're
Mm-hmm.
about delivering peace of mind.
Yep.
And how wonderful is it to have this certified childbirth consultant that you can text, you can call, you can email,
Speaking of
and
calling.
they're available
Yep.
to ask questions. The accessibility is incredible, and we all know. I mean, we want to be honest, like we all are honest. Sometimes we don't like to talk about it because we don't want to offend anybody, but that's not how our healthcare system's set up anymore. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have, you don't call the doctor. I had a pediatrician who I called directly on a landline and would talk to that pediatrician at 2 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't happen anymore. I know I don't seem like I could be that old. I just happen to have a very old pediatrician. She was very experienced.
Yeah.
So the other thing, Kathy, I just want to maybe clarify, and I think our clients want this clarity as well, is that, hey, if I do or don't want a birth doula along with this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So if you would like a birth doula to attend your birth and support you along with a navigator, absolutely, that's an option. But sometimes moms want to keep that space just with mom and dad, and that's understandable, but still want that extra support. Your navigator will be there virtually,
Mm-hmm.
texting, phone calls to support you. And then sometimes we have clients, and this is happening more and more because women want that support and they deserve it. They want to have a birth doula, but they want that care outside the scope really of the time frame of the birth doula. You talked about that. That support really comes later on. It
Mm-hmm.
comes later with, right before labor and delivery, or later pregnancy, with a birth plan, and talking about different coping mechanisms and good communication and building all that leading up to labor and delivery and the support there. And so we don't want to leave a mom disappointed or unsupported, but it's not realistic expectation that your birth doula is going to be available for you in that capacity,
Right.
when that's really outside the scope of her role.
Right. Well, thanks for jumping on in here to kind of share a little bit about what my heart has been on this service line and what we provide to consumers. And of course, if anybody has anything, you're welcome to comment or email us. We're here to support you. Have a great
Absolutely.
day.
And you can read more details on our website, and then hop on to a personal dashboard if you'd like to inquire more. And you can read more about the specifics around the Navigator experience.
Great. Have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.